Have you tried meditation as a solution for your stress management? I know a lot of people use that, a lot of people swear by it, but to tell you the truth, that's not something that I recommend to everyone. And definitely, I was struggling with that. Because you see, I'm always that kind of person that want things fast. And just sitting and closing my eyes in one position and trying to think nothing, it did not work for me. Well, first of all, I think you need to be a monk to sit and think nothing at all. You should not have a family. You should not have a mortgage. You definitely should not have kids and no coworkers and maybe neighbors and maybe not even a mother-in-law. My name is Lolita Godin. In case you're wondering, who am I? I'm a stress management expert. So I want to talk about this today, about what meditation can bring us and what it shouldn't bring, especially that has to do with stress management. I also will tell you why I don't like meditation and then what are the solutions. If you are wondering, how are you going to manage your stress now that you cannot do the meditation? Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And then you are for a treat because today, at the end of it, I will kind of walk you through my calm process and explain to you what every letter means. And also, we'll go through, little issue of us not really doing well with our meditation. So, because I want to show you how the process works in any stressful situation. Are you up for that? I'm definitely up for that. Okay. If you tried meditating before, and maybe you're even meditating right now, but you have difficulty of like, oh, I don't want to sit still. My thoughts running wild. I'm thinking about my to-do list and all of this. You see, I heard plenty of times that when you start meditating, that's what's going to happen. Because, well, your body needs to get used to that, your mind needs to calm down and all of this. And maybe you will start seeing results or at least movement that direction, maybe in 2 weeks of, meditating. But problem I see, and I ran into this myself, and my clients run into it. It's because we see when you started doing anything that is new to you, naturally you will meet that with resistance. And if you are very hard on yourself, because for example, you grew up in the environment where you had to perform, um, maybe you were criticized all the time, and definitely you were not validated for who you are just to be. Or even when you did something well, you got no credit, you got no praise. And it could be that if you were doing better than your siblings, you may even be punished. You definitely were not happy with that. So when you start something new, you immediately are so super hard on yourself that whatever you do not see results showing up right away, you may be not just unhappy with yourself, but be resentful. Then you can become angry, impatient, annoyed, and then angry at yourself because you're not doing right. What I just said definitely should not be used to work with stress because obviously what I just said, that is stressful. I mean, any change is stressful. Then you add on that you're not happy with yourself. That's you stressing yourself more. And then, definitely that will trigger some traumas that you have. And mind you, you can have small or big traumas. It's all about how something that happened to you in your life made an impact in your life. How did you act? What did you feel in that situation? So it could be, that when you're not happy with yourself, it will trigger you a memory or multiple ones from your childhood when, well, people were laughing at you or not invalidating you or whatever. And then you really don't feel like feeling good about yourself. Your self-esteem is low. And then you start, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just such a loser. I cannot even do meditation. Oh, come on, what's wrong with me? That's why I do not recommend meditation for those who want to have fast results, for those who are very hard on themselves. And that's me, by the way. That's why I know that meditation didn't work for me. Am I meditating every day? No, I don't. Because if I will tell myself that this is something that I have to continuously doing every single day and just by thinking that I have to do it, I will start feeling resentful. That's not stress management. That's mean that I will tell myself I have to force myself to do something. I believe stress management really starts when you start honoring your own feelings, your own needs, your own emotions, all of that, because your number one priority is to honor yourself and do not abandon yourself. I mean, what do I say, not abandon yourself? You can say, well, everywhere you go, you take yourself with you, right? Well, it's true, but you can abandon yourself emotionally. You can become that parent figure that you will tell, oh, how dare you? You're supposed to be meditating right now. How dare you to think all those thoughts? Oh, look at you. You're such a loser. You cannot even meditate, for God's sake. That's why it cannot work. That's why it can actually trigger more. So if you choose to do meditation, then you can tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to meditate when I want to. And I know you hear me out. Probably a lot of people say, oh no, you're supposed to build a habit every single day. It's all about how you feel about that. Because, I tell you the truth, when I started meditating, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to do this every single day. And after 2 weeks of forcing myself to do something, I resent it. And you see, I would do meditation at the end of a day. And I know, there are plenty of those who say, oh, you need to do your meditation in the morning, the first thing you wake up. Well, to tell you the truth is, I am a wolf type, sleep chronotype type. If you haven't heard, I highly recommend you to go check it out online. There is a test that you can do. I am not affiliated by any means, but it explains so much about our sleep patterns and what our needs are. So basically, what it says, I'm a night owl. Probably you will know that more. What does that mean? Because for me to wake up early, there's no way I'm going to do this. And also for me, it takes forever to wake up. I keep on snoozing and snoozing and snoozing until it's too late. So I really seriously tried like to wake up in the morning. I'm like, okay, I'm going to meditate on this. I will fall back up asleep, okay? And I mean, first I thought like, well, you know what? Let me just sit in my bed. Yeah, definitely fell asleep. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to go sit on a chair. Yeah. Oh, I slept like for another half an hour. Well, I definitely did not take a chance on standing up and meditating, okay, because probably could have hurt myself. So I realized that meditating in the morning is a no go for me. So I chose evenings or maybe later in the evening when I feel like my energy is kind of like, oh, you know what? It will be very good for me just to close my eyes and sit for 10 minutes. When I told myself that this is something that I need to do continuously every single day, it became such a heavy chore on me that I resented that. I resented that because I was not doing well. You see, I was so judgmental and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to think anything. What's wrong with me? I mean, all the world is meditating except me. And that's why every single time when I will think about, oh, I need to go and meditate, it give me bad feeling. It was stressing me out. So as a stress management coach, I'm like, listen, this is not the way to go. So then when I start telling myself that I will do it when I want to, and I will do it as long as I want to, and I don't have to just have no thoughts in my mind. I mean, you cannot have that. I mean, we have that mechanism for a reason, so it's always working. And then I kind of gave myself like, okay, I'll just have my wiggle room. What it did for all of my meditation practice is I stopped being so resentful of doing it. Then I felt like more in control. Like, oh, you know what? I can do my way. So I was willing to do that more often. And why that also works. And leave me a comment below and tell me, do you think it will work for you as well? Because you see, when I came from the environment, I grew up in the household when my dad was alcoholic. And my mom was very super controlling. I'm only one child. So I'm like, I better perform because, I'm the best there. So, and basically, I grew up of thinking that I have to do everything perfectly. And because I grew up in this kind of environment that I did not even know what's gonna look like tomorrow or the next half an hour, um, I really needed to control everything. Kind of like became like a control freak. Very independent. I do everything. Don't tell me what to do because I got this. So when I told myself that I can meditate the way I want to, it gave me the feeling of control. That's made my nervous system calm down. Now I was more open to do that meditation. And then it started doing more and more because I knew I have a choice. I have the choice to choose if I want to or not. Matter how long I want to. Maybe have music on, maybe not. Maybe rehearse some words in my mind while I'm meditating, maybe not. Maybe I was just gonna sit here and just close my eyes and listen in. That itself helped me a lot. So, what I'm saying is if you are struggling with choosing meditation as your stress management tool, I would call this as a stress management bandage. I mean, it helps to dress the wound, and you can keep that bandage as long as you want to. You definitely need to you need to change that bandage once in a while, right? Freshen up. But at the end of the day, you still need to address the wound. And the wound is really what happened to you before. What patterns have you built that you rely on? That's the most important part. So when you start addressing those wounds in the past, you will get to the point where you can compare yourself to yourself over months or years. And then you can see that now, when you just sit and meditate, we're still talking about meditation, you do not resent yourself. You do not talk down to yourself. You're okay of allowing yourself just to be. And that is a sign that you healed some wounds, that you took care of yourself, that you did not abandon yourself because you listened your own needs. You did not bully yourself into doing something that you resented and just did not want to do at all. That is what true self-love is. Okay, as I promised, I'm going to go over my calm process. And calm is every letter stands for something. So I'm inviting you now to think about some issue, some stressful situation that you have in your life right now. But as an example, I will use this meditation thing. Let's say you are in the position where you want to meditate, but it looks like you're going over resentment and all those things, and you feel kind of iffy about that. So letter C in the calm process stands for controlling. So that's where you need to ask yourself, control this. What are the things in your environment that you can control? Remember, I was telling you about the control, especially if you grew up in the environment where controlling makes you feel safe. It will be very important for you to know, can you control something? For example, you're trying to meditate and your family, well, dogs running around, kids are laughing and all of that, slamming the door and mommy, 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 mommy. Well, you can take care of those kids. You can close the door. You can ask another family member, say, hey, how about give me 15 minutes? Can you take care of the kids? That is something that you can control. Now, so let's say there's something outside your door or outside the building and there's a construction going on. And they huffing and puffing there and it's a lot of noise. And it distracts you. Well, you probably cannot open the window and tell them to shush. Probably not going to happen. I mean, you probably can tell them shush, but I don't think they're going to hear you for all that noise. So that is something that you cannot control. Well, you could go say, oh my gosh, I cannot control this. So what I'm going to do about that? That is where we're moving to the next step. And the second letter A, it stands for appreciating and acceptance. So I believe there's always a silver lining in any situation. So when we say acceptance, so let's say that the same construction noise outside, you just need to accept it. Meaning you do not pay attention to that. You tell yourself, I know there's construction going on. I'm trying to meditate here. But you know what? I will just put some music on, taking control, and I will listen in into the music. And I will understand and I'll respect those people that are working outside. Well, it is the best that they can do. They're just doing their job. It has nothing to do with me. And I can just zone out and listen to my music. That's acceptance of something that you cannot change. Now, the appreciation part, let's say you have a family member that will take care of those screaming kids and running around dogs. Then you can tell yourself, this situation just shows me that I have great people in my life. I'm being taken care of. I actually have kids who are running around. I have dogs. I have pets. Aren't they amazing? And then you may be thinking now, okay, well, that's still doesn't make me meditate, right? Exactly. So this is where we move to the letter L. And L stands for limiting. And this is where we will identify what are the things that you're doing now that is not helping your situation. That's actually stressing you out. For example, kids running around, dogs are barking, or the same construction, still going. If you will now get all upset and say, I cannot believe it, those kids are running. Here I am, finally 15 minutes, and that construction cannot shut up. It's always like that. Or can you kids just shush? Can I believe it? Can I have a little bit time for myself? Do you see what I'm saying? That's definitely not working. It's not working. Because if you will be yelling more, you just get yourself more and more upset, and then probably the other people in your house is also upset. And limit, limit that. So when you start working with a stressful situation and you're about to go through the whole process, it's a great idea if you write it down. Okay, fine, fine. You can type it up and ask yourself, okay, what is that I'm doing right now that is not helping me? And then you need to stop doing that. Because you know what they call insanity when you continuously doing the same thing but you expect different results? It's called insanity. So stop doing that. Then you move to the letter M, and M stands for multiply. And it's a total opposite from what you need to limit. So then you identify, write it down that list, what works. What works in the situation that you're already doing that? So let's say you decided that you are not going to pay attention to that construction outside and you're going to just put the headphones on and you're going to put your music and you're going to get in a group. Maybe you will go and change another room where you don't hear that construction so much and just relax. Well, that worked, right? So continuously doing that, to continue doing that. Or for example, you already have a good conversation style where you can ask the people that are in your house. You can say, you know what, darling, I know you very busy right now, but you remember how I was telling you before that I want to have like more of a downtime. So, I want to take care of my mental state so I can help more my kids and you. And would you be so kind if you will just take care of the kids and dogs for 15 minutes? I'm just gonna do my meditation. I'm sure they will do it. All you need to do is just ask. Meaning, again, you can take control, but it works because you are good in communicating and you know how to talk with a special person. So then you get control in your hands and you get your time by yourself that you can take care of yourself now and you finally can start that meditation. What do you think? That's the whole process. You can do this with any stressful situation. Works like a charm. Of course, you need to take action steps really for those things to stop doing what doesn't work and start doing what something that works. And I hear you. A lot of my clients they say, but what if I don't know what to do? That's so easy for you to say that I need to do something that works. Well, you know what? If I would have knew, then I would not even have any else on my list. Agree. But we live in this world that you can get information if you want to real fast. You watching this on internet, right? So go and find internet something for your problem and have a solution. Try out different things and find the one that fits you. Look, other people, a lot of them, go through very similar issues as yours. I bet somebody already found a solution for what you're trying to do. And If you're thinking, yes, I know, but the whole process, and I'm not really clear how to do this and have those habits, I'm here for you to help. So here are two things that you can do to help yourself. Number one, if you would like step by step process my whole calm process in one pager, good news, I have a link for you below where you can go and grab that. And number two, you can book a session with me. Go to my website, beamazingyou.com, and I have 30 minutes consultations and also 60 minutes consultations. And I hope you found this video useful. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. And if you know the person that can use my advice, send my video to them.